All right, here's an experiment that I said that I would run for my Old Norse students on Zoom, past, present, maybe future. I'm going to read a random stanza from the Poetic Edda, not as I often have in videos or in my own translation for the mythical content, but rather approaching it as a learner of Old Norse. What would I do seeing this for the first time? So our random first selection is Våluspá, stanza 36 in the Koningsbok manuscript. Stóð fyrr norðan og niðavólum sálar or gulli sindra ættar en annar stóð og ókólni bjórsalar jötuns en så brimir heitir. First thing I want to do is spot verbs. So I see 3. Stóð in line 1, stóð in line 5, heitir in line 8. I'm not a big believer in just learning from frequency lists. I don't think that there's that much value in saying, this is the 3rd most frequent verb in the language and this is the 8th most frequent verb in the language, because it's really going to depend, the frequency is going to depend a lot on the genres that you want to read. But whatever the exact frequency of these verbs are, stóð, which is a form of standa, stand. Notice that it loses the N in the past tense, just like English stand, stood, standa, stóð. And heitir, which means is named. Those have got to be in the top 50 most common verbs. So certainly if you're learning to read this language well, you should make sure that you recognize those right away. Now, notice that there's not really any pattern to where these occur in the sentence, but Old Norse is very, very fond of putting the verb first. That's something that's unusual for a Germanic language. Other than that, it will usually occur right after the subject, which it does in line 5, right after annar, nominative, and right after brimir, nominative. But there's a little bit of flexibility, especially in poetry. So what could be the subject of stóð? It's salar hall. A hall stood north. Fyr norðan means on the north side of, just like fyr vestan would mean on the west side of. Fyr neðan would be on the lower side of. To the north on Niðavólum, the valleys of darkness, made out of gold or guli. It is of the family of Sindri, Attar, Sindra. So Attar is a genitive, so it's of that family, of the family of Sindri, which is genitive Sindra also. But another stood on Ókolnir, another beer hall of a Jotun, Björ Salar Jotuns, and that one saw, tricky word because it can mean so many different things, is named Brimir, probably the name of the Jotun, not the hall.